Monday, October 27, 2025. Today on The Bold and the Beautiful, as Liam shares his true feelings with the former wife that he wants back, Sheila reveals the lengths to which she'd go to punish Taylor if she ever made a move on Deacon. As the episode began, Hope was at Forrester Creations busily accessorizing a model with Brooke on the sidelines nodding yay or nay to her choices. When Liam texted, Brooke encouraged her daughter to run along to him and keep an open mind and heart. "We both know you love Liam," she said. When Donna came into the showroom, she and her sister speculated about whether Hope and Liam were making up for lost time since his brain tumor was revealed to have been, well, non-existent. Then, for anyone who didn't know, Brooke clarified Hope's feelings for Liam. Got it. So now we all knew. Alone with Hope at Brooke's, Liam said that spending time together with her Beth as a family meant as much to him as it did to their daughter. "I know what I want from the rest of my life," he said, gearing up to pop the question, "and who I want to spend it with." As they sat, Liam recalled that it was in that very room that Hope had figured out that he was dying in air quotes. The brain tumor had been bogus, but the feelings surrounding that near miss had been real. He then reminded Hope that she'd promised to be with him till the bitter end. Now that he no longer had one foot in the grave, did the offer still stand? From there, Liam recapped a bit, and Hope assured him that she'd always love him. "Every day without you feels wasted," he said. "I've put you through a lot. I know that. And all I can do is promise that you will never have to question my commitment to you again." With that, he pulled out an engagement ring. "What do you say yes, and instantly make me the happiest man on the planet?" Was there any doubt that Hope would say yes? "Thank you for giving me the chance to be your husband again," Liam told her. Here's hoping the fourth time will be the charm for these two. At the apartment above Il Giardino, Lee popped in to see Sheila. They were both surprised that the doc hadn't yet been fired from the hospital, especially with Bill gunning for her. Talk then turned to Sheila's marital problems and the fact that Deacon was being counseled by Taylor. Given all the history involved, Lee was shocked that the shrink had taken on Deacon as a client. "If anyone can get to his heart," Sheila said, "it's Taylor." If she only knew. Later, Sheila recalled seeing her husband embracing his therapist. Was that what Lee called her unique way of touching her patients? As the episode neared its end, Lee asked Sheila point-blank if she was afraid Deacon was stepping out on her with another woman. "No," Sheila said, "but it had better not be with Taylor if he strayed, that's for sure." "If they ever did anything inappropriate," the madwoman said, "I'd kill her." At Taylor's office, she marveled that Deacon had been paying attention during their sessions and therefore knew that he had to decide about his marriage himself. He soon turned the tables and asked Taylor how she was for a change. After all, the way he saw it, he and the shrink were both roadkill from Brooke and Ridge. And how nice was it to see Taylor get to smile for a change? Deacon urged Taylor to take her pain, process it and make room for some new joy, something bigger, better. Taylor tried to make excuses for Ridge's waffling, then admitted that this time she'd been convinced they'd be together for keeps. He just never honors his commitments. At that, Deacon took an upset Taylor in his arms and told her to let it go. As Hope stood frozen in the familiar living room, the same one that had held their laughter, heartbreak, and countless false starts, Liam's voice hung in the air like a fragile promise reborn, trembling between them as he held out the ring that glinted beneath the soft amber lamplight. Her heartbeat was a thunder of memory. Wedding vows whispered on beaches, fights in corridors, tears shed over misunderstandings and betrayals that had shaped her, scarred her, but never fully dimmed what she felt for him. Time had folded over itself in that moment. It was as if every argument and reconciliation had been leading to this instant of stillness. She wanted to speak, to tell him that she had dreamt of this, but the words caught behind the lump in her throat, replaced by a shimmer of tears that betrayed what her voice could not. Liam watched her carefully, nervous despite his smile, knowing Hope's silences better than any words she might utter. He felt that dizzying rush of possibility, like he could rewrite history, undo the mistakes that had drawn her away and rebuild the family that had nearly slipped through his fingers. When Hope finally nodded, her lips trembling, he didn't wait. He slipped the ring onto her finger as if to seal a fate that had been rewritten too many times to count. In that quiet, fragile peace, the sound of their daughter's laughter from the next room wrapped around them like a benediction. For a few sacred seconds they were whole again. But across town, the world was already shifting beneath them, the seeds of another storm germinating in shadows neither could see. At Il Giardino's dimly lit apartment, Sheila's eyes gleamed with that particular manic mixture of paranoia and pride that made her both unpredictable and dangerous. Lee's visit had not been social. It was sharp, surgical, an incision into Sheila's facade. Every word Lee spoke dripped with cold curiosity, like a physician dissecting a dangerous specimen. Sheila tried to laugh off the idea that Taylor could ever pose a threat, but even as her lips curved, the laughter rang brittle, hollow. Her mind replayed the image she'd seen, the fleeting but unmistakable tenderness in Deacon's eyes when he looked at Taylor. It was a look she hadn't seen in weeks, maybe months. Deacon had grown distant, thoughtful. He said he was working through things, and she had told herself it was just therapy, just guilt over everything they'd done to keep their marriage from imploding. But Lee's words lodged like glass splinters under her skin. "Are you afraid he's stepping out on you?" Fear wasn't the word. Fear was too small, too passive. What Sheila felt was ownership mixed with fury, an instinctive possessiveness that came from years of clawing her way through rejection and ridicule. Deacon was hers, her redemption story, her proof that even someone like her could love and be loved. And if Taylor Hayes thought she could meddle, she'd learn how deep the old Sheila ran. When Lee left, Sheila's hands were trembling, but not from fear. She picked up her phone, stared at Deacon's last text. "Running late, don't wait up," and smiled that slow, dangerous smile that meant someone was about to regret underestimating her. At the same time, Deacon sat in Taylor's softly lit office, the scent of eucalyptus hanging in the air. Her walls were lined with paintings that suggested tranquility. Oceans, skies, open spaces, but tonight even the room felt cramped with the unspoken. Deacon wasn't supposed to notice the small things. The way Taylor's fingers lingered around her coffee mug, the tremor in her voice when she said Ridge's name, the way she looked out the window as though waiting for something that would never come back. He wasn't supposed to feel the urge to cross the distance between them. Yet when she confessed that she truly believed she and Ridge were forever this time, that her faith in him had been total, something in Deacon cracked open. He knew what it was to worship someone who only ever half belonged to him. His whole life had been that pattern. Half measures, almosts apologies. Maybe that was why he stood up, walked across the room, and placed his hands gently on her shoulders, murmuring that she deserved better. Taylor stiffened, caught between professionalism and an ache she'd been suppressing for months.